Don't punish Britain. MEP breaks cover to admit Brussels needs Brexit trade deal. The European Union has been forced to drop its excessive demands to keep Britain tied up in red tape after Brexit, a German MEP today claimed. Speaking in the European Parliament, Gunnar Beck insisted Germany, France and Ireland would all benefit from the EU signing a trade pact with Britain. He pointed out Brussels should ensure any agreement is mutually beneficial rather than attempting to punish Britain for quitting the bloc. Mr. Beck said, Germany has a huge trade surplus with Britain, France gains too, and UK trade is vital to Ireland, whilst EU trade matters even more to the British economy. In these circumstances, a trade deal is almost an imperative of reason. May I therefore remind the EU that trade deals are about trade and mutual advantage and not about climate change or world rescue missions, nor is it wise to make every issue a point of principle. In an unusual move, the German praised the work of Michel Barnier as the bloc's chief negotiator. And Mr. Beck even mocked fellow MEPs for their attempts to force through a no-deal Brexit if they are unable to rubber stamp any agreement before it enters into force. He said, as for the charge, he's, Mr. Barnier, bypassing the Parliament, that is the very last thing that crossed my mind as a member of the UK coordination group. Mr. Barnier today warned the Brexit talks have reached a moment in truth, ahead of Sunday's deadline for a deal. He told MEPs the dispute over fisheries was the main hurdle, in that very narrow path to an agreement after more than 9 months of talks. Mr. Barnier said, the path to an agreement is very narrow at a time when decisions need to be taken. That will also be a time for everyone to live up to their responsibilities. The EU's Brexit chief signalled he was refusing to drop a demand that would allow Brussels to slap Britain with punitive tariffs if European trawlermen are largely locked out of our fishing grounds in the future. He insisted that any trade agreement must include a distinction between Britain's access to the single market and fishing opportunities in UK waters for EU vessels. If following a critical period of adjustment that is deemed unnecessary, if the UK wants to cut access to these waters for European fishermen, at any given time, then the EU also has to maintain its sovereign right to react or to compensate by adjusting the conditions for products, and especially fisheries products, to the single market, Mr. Barnier said.